broadcast on our YouTube and Facebook channel. So we don't really do anything different because we're here and people are watching somewhere else. But what we're going to do is the speaking parts are all numbered. They're numbered 1 through 20. We had 20 students today. We have less now. So it'll wrap around, and if you're, looks like right now, if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to have two opportunities to speak during this part. There's going to be a second opportunity for everybody to speak. So no matter what, you're speaking twice. A handful of people to fill out the script might speak 3 times. And it's just going to be the number that goes in this order. So if this is 1, then it's going to go 2. And there is a couple places where a non-student will speak. There's a speaking role for both the president of the board and the vice president. And then we're going to have a presentation, a certificate of achievement award for a citizen. And that'll start off with a commissioner speaking, then go to 2 students, and then finish up with a commissioner speaking. So we're going to go pretty slow. If there's any issue, no, you really can't do anything wrong. But I will say for number 3, just to tip you off right now, for number 3, when you call the roll, you can see what you have on your script. If you're number 3 there, and it's going to say, I will now call the roll. When you call those names, I'm going to ask that you please hesitate, and because this is an official meeting, the commissioners will say here or present, and then you say the next one, and you say the next one, and just follow that through. So it's basically they're going to call out 5 names, and they're all here. And then you'll finish up with "we have a quorum." So just if you just hesitate each name that you call. Yes, sir. That is fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was supposed to happen anyway. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You would be number 8. But you're going to be number 9. That's okay. Doesn't make that much. And then we'll switch over to that side. And that's because it's the page sheet that asked me to do it. I don't want to get in trouble. You're okay with that? Thank you. All right. So after we do number 7, we'll come back over to this side. All right. I think I go with the microphone. Trying to get me out the door or something.
Director of ceremonies.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give you the microphone. Let's just make sure. Are we ready, Brendan? Everything's good? Okay. So.
Yeah.
And then right here.
Call to order. I now call to order the Swatara Township Board of Commissioners April 8th regular meeting to. It is now 7 p.m.
Please rise for our Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Douglas.
Present.
Commissioner Rye.
Here.
Commissioner Connolly.
Here.
Vice President Steele.
Here.
President Ellis.
Here.
We have a quorum. There was no executive session held between meetings. We did spend the day at the Township building learning about local government and public safety.
Okay, at this point we have Commissioner Rye, or is it Commissioner Douglas, or both of you? Yeah, doesn't matter. It could be both of you. Can you come up around to the front side up on the step? Do you have the certificate? You're hired.
At this time, we'd like to hand out a certificate of appreciation for the Taekwondo community in Swatara Township. Like I say this, that family-oriented programs are huge for the township. Doesn't matter what it is. And the Taekwondo, it's right over here by what's the restaurant called again? Gilligan's. Thank you. Who is it? Here, thank you. Gilligan's. Commissioner Benita Rai, she's actually the head instructor, the sensei. What's the official title in Korean?
Taekwondo.
Yes. Yes. So at this time, we'd like to give a special presentation of certificate of appreciation to Mr.
Sanjeev Nepali.
Okay, please come up. Sir, please come up.
Okay, then we're ready to go. Number 5. Yes or no?
Right here.
Okay. Number 5 is a student.
Sir.
Your
Student?
active involvements in organizing and supporting Taekwondo activities include competitions and belt examinations, has greatly enriched the development of athletes through your selfish commitment. You have provided valuable training, guidance, and inspiration to students, helping them grow both in skill and character.
Your continuous support has not only strengthened the spirit of Taekwondo, but has also made a meaningful impact on the local community. Your dedication, leadership, and passion are deeply appreciated.
Okay, then this goes back to.
You get pictures? Anybody have pictures? Pictures ready? Pictures?
There's a speaking part for one of you.
I have a speaking part.
Kids are doing really good here.
There you go.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation for your remarkable effort and contribution. Presented by Swatara Township Board of Commissioners.
Congratulations, sir. We're going to go behind here and then try to get a picture with the adults. So if you just follow me. You're coming this way. You guys are coming this way. No, you're coming this way behind the students. It's a little confusing. Yeah, it's going to go right in the center. See how close we get? You're doing between the two ladies. Yeah, go between the two ladies. Don't be shy. There you go. Do we have most of the students, or are you going to take one up close and then bring it back? Yeah. Thank you and congratulations.
If you haven't noticed, there are Swatara Middle School students running this meeting. We would like to welcome you to the Richard H. Boder Student Government Day 2026.
I just want to welcome all the students here this evening. Thank you for spending this night with us here at the Board of Commissioners meeting. It's cliche to say, but you guys really are the leaders of tomorrow. So your interest and participation tonight speaks volumes about your character. And I hope when you guys take a moment to reflect this evening, you remember that you are capable of being leaders and you are capable of sitting in these seats and sitting in seats at higher levels in government. So don't forget that. I went to Swatara junior high when I went there, and I remember seeing my fellow classmates on student government night, watching them participate. I did not. I was a shy kid. I would never do the things that you guys are doing. So I commend you guys for being willing to come and speak in front of an audience like this. I want to make sure that I thank former Commissioner Richard H. Ballard, for whom this event is named after. He started this back when he was a teacher at Swatara Junior High. And I want to make sure that I thank all of you parents that are here this evening, because you guys have the most important job of all. You guys are molding and shaping these future leaders, so I commend you guys for being here and supporting them. And then as well, thank you to the teachers at Swatara Middle School for continuing on this tradition. It's gone on for 40 years, 60 years. So, but we're very glad to see this tradition continue, and we're glad to have you guys here with us this evening. So thank you.
I'd like to echo some of the statements that Commissioner President Ellis stated also. This might come up for me. This is for Brittany, so we don't hear her call motions. All right, I'll start over. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the parents, those of you that logged online, the teachers that came out and support children. This is the next generation of our future, to make sure we head in the right direction. Your support for the children of our future is important beyond what you really know. And I want to talk to the students now. I'm going to share a little cheesy thing, and I'm going to pick on Patrick for a little bit because his dad's here. There's a lot of involvement that you can do, and first it starts with the community, and I was involved in a community organization with your dad, which he probably never told you because it was too embarrassed to tell you, but we had a thing called KOP, which was Kids on Patrol, and we literally thought we were the crime watch of Swatara Township as we rode around with bikes, and we had our own little headquarter base where a guy had a CB and we had our own portable CBs. So that's a little bit of where this started out. Justin, I wanted to embarrass you, so now you got to explain to Patrick about the KOP. But so, and I say that because when you think your voice doesn't matter at your age right now, of course it does, and it matters very, very loudly. And what I want to say to that is, you as a group of children being our next future, there's nothing wrong with you lobbying the government. There's nothing wrong with you speaking up of what you see that you feel that's wrong. If you don't do it now, the future will not be better for you. So, don't wait till you turn 18 and you can vote. Speak up now, because there's a lot of things going on, especially in the schools. And I have, children your age. My oldest is 18, my next one's 14, 13, and 6 and 4. So there's a lot of mental health things going on within the school, a lot of bullying, and it's time for you to speak up. Don't think that, you speaking up and speaking out, there's something wrong with that. But not only that, you know how to fix the situations that you are in. And as legislators, whether it be local municipal government, state government, or the federal government, we need to listen to you. We need to hear your ideas. So don't keep quiet. Get involved. Even if it's coming to a meeting, stopping down the township building once in a while, going to your state legislator's office and giving these fresh new ideas. Get involved. Don't wait till you're 18 that you're able to vote, and then when you're old enough to obviously be an elected official. Get involved now. I would love to see you guys more involved. As far as the staff that helped made this possible, this was a long event. They started at 10 o'clock this morning, and the kids had breakfast, and then they had lunch, and then hanging out with all the different department heads. So I just want to say I really appreciate you. Mr. Bowder, you're like the unofficial governor of Swatara Township. So, for you to put this program together so many years ago, I think you've seen something when you taught at Swatara, and you've taught a lot of my relatives as well. I'm not going to give your age away, but you've been here a very long time in our community, and you're a staple of our community. So for you to think of something like this and put this together to get the children involved, we are very, very appreciative to you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you we're appreciative to your years of service sitting on this board and some of the things that you have done for us as residents of Swatara Township. But with that, I'll say let's have a good night. Let's enjoy ourselves. Don't be nervous. Go with it and flow with it. We'll fix all your problems at the end when we ratify your decisions, okay? So do it as you want to do it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, President Ellis and Vice President Steele. We're going to move to number 8, which is the Police Department report.
Monthly calls for service, we had a total of 1,445. We had 0 murders, 1 rape, 0 robberies, 30 assault, 1 burglary, 42 larceny, 5 car thefts, 0 arson, and 79 total. Senior Committee report, Vice President Steele and the Swatara Township Police Department are registering vendors and working on preparations for the April 29th Swatara Township Senior Fair at the LCBC building.
I think I have this right. Oh, which one? This way. So, see, I forgot. It's a long walk.
Facilities report, we will be holding our 2026 Earth Day cleanup on Saturday, April 25th from 9:30 a.m. until 11 a.m. We will meet here at the Swatara Township Administration Building. This year we will work to beautify the flower beds and clean up the Eisenhower Boulevard.
Swatara Township Fire Rescue Service reports. In March, Swatara Township responded to 141 incidents, with 409 year-to-date, continuing an upward trend in demand.
Crews managed 24 overlapping incidents, and we handled 94 calls within the township while supporting the region with 40 mutual and aid responses.
Staffing remains a key factor. Station 91 continues to perform well, while Station 91.5 still faces reliability challenges, resulting in some responses with reduced staffing.
Our personnel delivered over 5,000 staffing hours this month and continue to maintain strong training and operational performance.
Overall, we are performing well, but increasing demand reinforces the need to continue strengthening in-station staffing to maintain reliable service.
That's staple placement.
Planning report. Land developments and subdivisions currently in the review process. Final minor land development plan for lot 234 Rutherford. Final minor subdivision plan for Look Property Holdings Company. Final minor subdivision plan for 4921 Hair Salon.
Zoning hearing board activities this past month, March. 4921 Dairy Street. Approved a variance from section 295 to 229, attachment 2 of the township zoning ordinance that requires a minimum lot width of 80 feet. Approved a variance from section 295 to 29, attachment 2 of the township zoning ordinance that requires a minimum lot size of 20,000 square feet. 25 zoning permits issued this month of March with an estimated cost of construction of $1,510,028.
Codes report. Code enforcement actions taken in March. Activity report. New complaints and inspections 17.
Notice of violations issued, 18. Follow-up inspections conducted, 18. Citations issued, 2. Certified letters mailed, 2. Court appearances, 1. Fines issued by MDJ, 6. Case closed, 13. Zoning inspections, 15.
Recreation report. Swatara Township is upgrading parks around the township. Bishop Park and Chambers Point Park are under construction. Several other parks are adding play structures and amenities.
$21,874,334.15.
Public Works report. Crews will conduct spring brush cleanup later this month. The compost facility is open and leaf mulch has been provided to residents. Mowing and summer maintenance operations have started at township parks. Closing student statements 1 through 20. Remarks from
You did great. Hey, she was just reading what it says. So I should have been quicker. What we're going to do now is we're going to start with my number 9, and it doesn't matter what number you are. We're going to start on this side, and we're going to go the whole way back through passing the microphone. And this is the closing student statements. And I think everybody that's here now was here earlier today when I spoke. We're giving you like kind of free reign here. But the two subjects that we talked about that you would be thinking about from lunch until now was something that you liked about the day here at the township building. And the second part of that is something that you could say positive about your school experience or your parents. So it's like, if you want to say something outside of that, I can't stop you, because I'm going to hand you the microphone, and then when you're done talking, you're going to hand it to the next person, and it's going to go all the way over there. So there you go. Thank you. You can say as much or as little as you want. You're doing great. One thing from the day today here with this program, and something about school, and I'm just going to add a third thing. Anything else you want to say? And if you don't want to say those things, you can just get started.
One thing I enjoyed today at the township building was I got to get away from school, because I don't like being at school. And then one good thing about our school is they teach us stuff. So
one positive thing about today is everyone was nice here. We learned a lot of things. And one positive thing about our school is the teachers are amazing at teaching, and they get things done quickly.
One thing that I enjoyed today was being able to see how the community in the township operates. And what I like about school is that they teach us well, and they support us in our education.
One thing I enjoyed today was learning all the new things about the township building. And one positive thing from the Swatara School District is the positive attitudes from the teachers.
One thing I enjoyed today was learning about the levels of forces in the police department, and something positive about our school is how they create challenges to try and help us with our behavior.
Hi. Firstly, I would like to thank everybody who showed us around today, and I'm really honored to be here, and I'm so glad that I got to shoot the taser. But today okay, something that I like about our school is I feel that even though a lot of us are very diverse, some of the time we can always find a way to come together and be joyful. Like it's a pretty great environment for the most part, and I'm very grateful to have a school like that.
One thing I learned today about the township is I got to learn how the fire department works and how they just bought 3 new trucks. A thing I like about the school is that our teachers are there and they want to make us learn, and that's what we do, and it's fun doing it.
One thing I learned today was a bunch of valuable life skills. And one thing positive about our school is the positive encouragement our teachers give us to follow our dreams.
One thing I enjoyed today about the township is going into the fire truck, and one positive thing about our school is how our teachers are awesome and they teach us well.
One thing I learned about today is that whenever the department buys like new fire trucks, it usually takes them 3 years for them to come in. And one positive thing about our school is that a lot of the teachers there actually look like they enjoy doing their job, and they actually like seeing the students come in.
One thing I enjoyed today was seeing things from the drone, like the Cattle State building. And one positive thing about our school is that the staff and teachers go out of their way to get us programs and opportunities like this to learn more about what we can do in our society. One thing I learned today was like what goes on in the community, and then right. Okay. One thing I like about our school is like our teachers push us to be the best that we can.
One thing I enjoyed today was learning how everything works from like the inside of the building and meeting the dog. Something positive that I like about my school is that we have teachers who are very encouraging and helpful to us learn.
So one thing I enjoyed about today was how I got to learn how my dad responds to calls, because he's an officer himself. And I never really learned about the different type of forces they get to use depending on what the call is. And one thing I enjoy about school is how our teachers encourage us and teach us the best we can, even though kids don't really listen. And yeah.
One thing I liked about coming here today was seeing how the officers get to respond and how they get to take action in crimes and things like that. And one positive thing about our school is the teachers put in a lot of effort to teach us, and they put up with us every day. And I'd like to shout out my history teacher, Miss Port, because she couldn't make it here today because she just had a baby. So
Congratulations on the baby. I saw it's good pictures on Facebook. We have a couple extra minutes, and I think it's going to be entertaining. I'm going to ask them what they don't like about school and their teachers. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay.
Can I make a request? If we're going to let them speak again, have them say their names so that everyone gets to hear.
Let's do that real quick. Come back over here because our next speaker is going to be Mr. Bowder. So we're going to just say your name and then pass it to the next person. I'll wait on the other side. Well, I'll wait till everyone's done, and I'll go to the other side.
You might want to change the question.
No, just say their name. Only their name. I was joking. Just say your name and pass it.
Rowan Sims. Natish Narola.
Shivarika Dahal.
Rylia Ortiz.
Ashton Cruz,
Laisha Dade Gilvary,
Patrick Bradnick,
Carly Stubblebine,
Jace Marai,
Sophia Esslinger,
Ivana Carmona Tirado,
Ava Buchter,
Kylie Matthews,
Dominic Payne,
Marin Katzman.
Mr. Bauer, you sat in a good spot. I feel like if you are up to it and you want to stand up, you can stand right here and you can see everybody and you can speak to everybody. So for those of you that don't know, this is Richard H. Bowder. He started this program, and yes, it's true, 60 years ago. Amazing that it's still going and that your children could take part of it tonight. He was here today and he had lunch with the children, and he was a longtime teacher at Swatara Junior High, but he also was a commissioner in this township for a long time. I had the privilege of serving with him, and he is an incredible person, and he did lots of good things, but there's one that I want to touch on that I don't think happens in any other municipality. Commissioner Bowder was very instrumental in making sure that if someone needed transportation to a hospital from a medical provider, an ambulance, that the contract in Swatara Township actually provides that free of charge for Swatara Township residents. And that is an incredible, incredible benefit to the citizens, because the way things go today, you could have an injury and someone calls for an ambulance and you take that ride and you might recover from the injury, but you're not going to recover from the bill that comes with it. So to this day, we're still able to keep that going. And like I said, he was instrumental in that, years and years ago. And you don't know how many people that really benefited. And we have great ambulance service. And then the fact that the township residents are transported for free, they don't get a bill. And I could go on forever saying great things about him, but at this point, I'm going to let him speak for himself.
Thank you, Tom. I will just say good evening to the students and board members. Yes, it has been 60 years. This is somewhat of a celebration tonight because it has been 60 years since this program, Local Government Day, has been started. It was initiated by a state official, I remember her name as Genevieve Blatt, back in 1966. And Swatara Township picked it up and had contacted Swatara Junior High. The principal asked me if I would coordinate the program. And so here we are, 60 years later, and I've been involved all along the way. As Tom mentioned, I taught at Swatara Junior High for 34 years. I taught the subject of civics of government. And after that, I was involved with state government, serving as a legislative assistant to two of our state representatives. I served as a township commissioner for 28 years and retired just several years ago. Over the years that I taught, I have recognized that there have been at least 5 former students of mine that have gone on and been elected as a Swatara Township Commissioner sitting up here. That was quite an honor. Someday in the future, maybe one or many of you may be sitting up here as an elected official. So that's very possible. I want to thank the Board of Commissioners for continuing this program, because I feel that it's very good. The students get a very good view of how government is operated. That's the main purpose of this program. I hope you students had a good day today here at the Township Building, and
I thank the board and the Central Dauphin School District, and I know that there's one former member of the school board back here who helped get this program started here as far as my name being on it. Yes, Beth Sweven. So thanks to the board and the school district for naming this program in my honor. I very much appreciate that. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Bowder. And I also want to thank Mr. Bowder's son and daughter for being here tonight. So I'm sure they're very proud. We're at the point now where we're going to hand out some certificates of appreciation and also participation. And we were all cowards. We couldn't remember 20 names, and we were afraid we couldn't pronounce them. So as you can see, the teacher that they spoke so highly about is going to be zigging and zagging because they weren't really in any order, and we didn't just want to say, hey, this looks like your name. But when he's done, we're going to be wrapping this up. We're going to try to get a group picture. We have some parting gifts for the students. Kevin, do you just want to hold up? Well, we have bags in the back, so we're going to give them the bags. And again, sounds like we did something for them. The bags are left from the Easter egg hunt, but we have enough. And hold on, Zach. I want to see. Just show them what they're getting here. This is something to remember us by. We have a sewer department, so we have a lot of novelties that are connected to the humor that goes with the sewer department. So let's just say they're number one in our hearts, but they're going to be leaving here with a number 2. So this is why they do not give me the microphone. I'm going to take a chance. I see the door is propped open. Is there anybody back there that can hear me?
They can hear you. I have confirmation. They can hear you. Yeah, there's lots of yelling.
Maybe we could bring out those leftover bags. We're going to need, looks like 15, 16. Any other staff members? 17? And then what we'll do is you can use the bag to put your novelty item in so that we don't find them all through the hall and then we worry whether it was real or not, shall we say. Yeah, we're going to do a picture. Yeah, we're going to get them a bag at the station they're at now. Then we're going to, when that's ready, we're going to go through, nobody more qualified to pass out the items that we have than the chair of the sewer authority, Mr. Steele. So if you want to go around and put them in their bags.
Where are they?
In the box. There's a box up there somewhere.
Oh no, they put them in the bags.
Oh, they already put them in. So they're hooked. Oh, they're. The plan was to give them some of those novelties when they were here today. We kind of screwed up the timing, but we also knew they were going back to school. And we didn't want to be responsible for jokes or humor or the end of careers, educational careers. So that's why they're getting them now. So does everybody have?
We're good.
They're good?
Everybody got one?
Do we have it? Is there any other teachers here? Yes. Can we get 3? Can we get 3 for the teachers? Thank you.
Tell me what we need after these are distributed.
I think this is going to do it. If the students all have them.
Yeah. There's like 5. Do you have 5?
Oh, there we go.
Suddenly you got 5 more friends. Right while we're giving stuff away. Good thing it wasn't cars. We'll give you as many as we have. I will say there is a limit on those bags because there's only about, I think there was only 30 some, but we're getting there. Do you have what you need? Then at this point, for the students, I'm going to ask that you, let's see how we're going to do this. If the students are on, I think we're going to have all the students stand down here, and then the adults stand up above. Yeah, so if the students want to stand here, we might do 2 rows. So you might as well, wherever you're at, stand up. Put the mic down. We'll get ready to go. We're going to have the students come out here. We're going to move this.
Someone, you know how I roll.
It didn't work exactly the way I thought. So
Yeah, they're tall. They're tall. They eat better than we do.
Maybe 3 here, come down. We're not going to switch you because I'm going to be taller than I can move up here.
Yes. We're just standing on this. And you're switch spots here. And just
and at this point, if the commissioners and staff want to start filling in, staff, we're not ready yet. If the students move as slow as the staff, this would be a 5-hour meeting. Like you can get. Can we get Commissioner Steele in the middle of the back and Commissioner President Ellis in the middle of the front?
You're not going to be able to see us.
You'll be in the front row.
You
I feel like that's a compliment that you're going to look like a student.
Really important. Don't move whenever they're done. Don't move. We all love it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll hold the spot if anybody wants to. As the students exit, our meeting will continue. It won't be as much. Welcome to stay. Once
cutting you off.
Okay,
He's out here waiting.
that's fine. Yep, okay. To ratify.
What's that?
I'm gonna make a motion for my comments.
And we're going to go to the hearing right now, and then we'll come back and pick up on more.
Yeah.
I make a motion to recess and go into hearing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. This meeting is recessed at 8:04 p.m. And we'll go right into our public hearing regarding zoning map amendment applications for tax parcels 63-023-084 and 63-023-085.
All right. Thank you, Madam President. I'm just going to do a little bit of brief reading. If you need to see the application, anything with a map, just let me know. But I'm just going to do a little bit of brief reading, and then we'll let Mr. Reed. Thank you for staying.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I enjoyed that.
We apologize, and it comes up once a year, but when we saw what was happening, we asked Director Gold to reach out to you. My opinion and what I knew of you seemed like you were a decent person.
I was nice. I did enjoy it. It was fun.
We appreciate it.
All right, thank you. So the township received 2 zoning map amendment applications from Dan Reed of MER Properties LLC on December 8th, 2025. The first application seeks to rezone Dauphin County tax parcel 63-023-084 from single family RS residential to medium density limited residential RML. The second application seeks to rezone tax parcel 63-023-085 from RS to RML as well. It appears that the reason for the rezoning request is so the applicant can construct 2 twin dwelling structures for a total of 4 new dwelling units. Twin dwelling units are not permitted within the RS zoning district. Excuse me. At their meeting on January 14, 2026, the Board of Commissioners forwarded the above mentioned applications to the Township and Tri-County Planning Commissions for review and comment. The Township received the county's comments on February 3, 2026, which are attached to our staff memo. The Township's Planning Commission reviewed the applications on February 10th, 2026 as well. The April 8th tonight, 2026 public hearing was properly advertised in the Patriot News and Penn Live on March 24th and March 24th and March 31st, 2026. Staff posted the properties on March 27th, 2026. And finally, staff mailed public hearing notification letters on March 6th, 2026. The amendment ordinance is now ready for adoption if so desired.
Thank you. And did you have anything that you wanted to say to the board prior to?
They're small homes, they're nice homes, they're affordable homes. We're not going to really improve or add to the impervious coverage. They're slightly bigger by a few hundred square feet per parcel. So very similar footprint, a little bit more homes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any questions or discussion before we?
Are there any other twin dwelling units in the location where you seek to change this amendment?
No, not quite like what they are.
Okay.
There is.
Are you familiar with this area?
Yes.
That would fit. You know, we're always going to get some kickback as why we're going where we're going, and I think sometimes similar suited situation is always on the best side. So that's why I'm asking that question.
Directly behind it is a whole community of it.
He has multi-housing behind him on Joyce Lane.
Yes.
It just about touches that.
I know exactly what it is. Okay. All right. So I mean, it's not something that's it's gonna hurt the aesthetics of the neighborhood. It's gonna blend right on.
I think it's gonna improve
the way the neighborhood looks. Right. Okay. All right. What's your timeline on start to finish?
It should take me, I'd like to start this fall. This should be done by the spring. Next spring. Yeah, this coming spring.
And that's for all 4 units then?
Yes.
So
I'll build them all at once.
Yeah.
the next step for Mr. Reed will be to bring forth a land development plan
Right.
before the Planning Commission and Board of Commissioners.
I think I do remember this referring us over to the Planning Commission earlier this year.
Yes.
Or was it late last year, something like that?
Right.
Earlier this year.
Some just brief legal background framework. This is a request to change zoning, so there's no deadline or obligation on the part of the township really to act on it at all. If it doesn't want to act on it or ignore it, if it wants to ignore it, for example, there's no right of appeal, there's no deemed approval if you don't act, that sort of thing. Second, you should realize that with the zoning map amendment, that although there's a specific plan for these 2 lots, if the zoning is changed to any use that is within the, the new, the newly changed zoning district would be also permitted. So if, Mr. Reed or the applicant would change his mind and want to put something else in there, anything that's in the new zoning district would be allowed. It is adjacent to, the land that is to be changed is adjacent to the existing, it's an extension of the adjacent zone. It's not like an island or anything. That's all. Are there any questions on the legal side? It's fairly straightforward.
Will you need from us a motion to approve this?
We would close the hearing and
First,
then,
go back in.
Yeah.
I don't need that one.
yeah,
If there's no further,
Anybody else from the public who wants to make a comment?
yeah.
okay.
Do we have any comments from the public with regard to this request? No?
I'd like to actually add something,
Go ahead.
Madam President. I know when we start getting into zoning and tiptoeing around that, we always have disgruntled neighbors. We are a huge family here in Swatara Township, and we do like to take into consideration of others that are around us. Taking that into mind, I just say that I hope that you also are taking that into consideration, the people that are around you, when you make this decision going forward. Okay?
Absolutely.
So we'll be doing the same.
I own another property across the street that's been in my family for a very long time. There was a garden there at the corner. It was my uncle's. I purchased that property as well. My father grew up across the street, so I have ties to that area as well.
Okay, good. Good. Outstanding. Thank you.
That's a good point from both of us. If the board has anything else, I motion to close this hearing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, the hearing has concluded at 8:12. Write that down. All right, and since you're here, defer to Scott on how to get up to this point with regard to the way that the meeting ran. We did the call to order. We did not.
Well, if you want to take item 11
Yeah,
now
is that
on the
okay?
agenda
Just to,
out of
do I
order.
need to motion to change the agenda?
I don't think so. It's
Okay.
not adding or detracting from it.
Okay.
You're just taking it in a convenient order for the applicant.
Got it. Okay. Well, then I will entertain a motion for item 11A.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. And again, this is consideration for the ordinance for the zoning map amendment that we just spoke about in the hearing. Do we have any discussion with regard to the ordinance itself?
I just want to point out, we all were given a map of the area, and it's, really a mix of things there. And he has got the multi-units behind him. So I was at the planning commission when this was discussed, and it passed there. And I think, for affordable houses at that end of the township is really a positive thing. So I appreciate the fact that somebody's even willing to do that.
Thank you. Does anyone have anything else at this time? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, So that is going to be ordinance O-2026-3. Does that sound right, Zach? 3? Okay, just want to make sure. Those don't come up so often, so harder to keep track of the numbers. All right, so let me look at our agenda. To go to item 8, visitors' requests and comments. Does that sound good?
Deborah Knowles, 6080 Hawker Drive, Harrisburg, PA. I'd like to bring to your attention 2 street lights that are on continuously in the neighborhood, costing the taxpayers municipal money. One is at the front yard of 5981 Hawker Drive, and one in the front yard of 6011 Hawker Drive. That's the first thing.
Are you saying like they're on daylight too?
Yeah.
So 24/7.
They're never off. 24/7, yeah. And they were put there a couple years ago, so. Okay.
Thank you.
The other thing, over two years ago, Commissioners Conley and Steele made public false allegations of racism against the Bristol Friendship Fire Company via newspaper, radio, television, Facebook, and in this meeting, which shortly thereafter resulted in closing the firehouse. We were told that the Attorney General was doing an official investigation. We have been patiently waiting for the report to be published publicly, but to date have heard squat, and it's been over 2 years. I believe you're hoping that this would quietly disappear, but I'm here to make sure it doesn't. You have to be held accountable for your disgraceful actions, and you have yet to apologize publicly to any of the ones that you falsely accused and found to be innocent. I want to see this public Attorney General report of results. You initiated, you can get the status of it, please.
I'll respond to that. I will reach out and see where the Attorney General's office is at. To my knowledge, there will be no public report. I'm not the Attorney General's office. That would be, you would need to reach out to that entity. But when the investigation took place the first time around, when there was an issue that was reported and was founded, what the Attorney General's office told this board was that they would be willing to come and speak to us and give us an update. That was not the same as publishing a report. So I just want to make sure that you have the correct expectation. But again, we have no control over the Attorney General's office. So if there's a report that you're looking for, you would need to reach out to that entity to confirm whether or not they'll actually give you something that will be published.
So you're saying that your public allegations against them, even though they might be innocent,
no, what I'm saying is that it was
never be
founded the
known
first time.
because no
it was
one's going to publish
investigated.
it publicly
Okay.
to let the public know that they were falsely
You would need
accused.
to take that up with the Attorney General's office because again, I don't have any control over what they release. They were not willing to share the report with this board, which has oversight. So if you want a report that is in writing, I would suggest you reach out to the Attorney General's office and ask. You can also ask for updates, but I'll reach out to the last individual that I heard from to see where they're
and
at.
they wouldn't give me any.
You did contact them?
I did contact
Okay,
them,
well,
they wouldn't give me any.
I can't make them. I don't have any control over a state entity. So whatever is shared with us, I don't have a problem with sharing, but nothing has been shared with us thus far. I will reach out though to see if they can give us anything. I've said that before. I have no problem with that.
And you said you would share it with the public then?
I would share what they tell us. I did not say that I would share a published report because we weren't entitled to one before. So I don't see that changing. But if they do give us a public report, absolutely. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So
Yeah, and I'd like to add that since that action was taken, many more witnesses have come forward, and I forwarded that information to the Attorney General's office. So it was founded in 22 and 24. So what you need, I guess, would be the Attorney General's office to say it's not true, because they sent us a thank you for our action of closing them. So
No,
like, we have no
wouldn't,
other role
because
in this.
You have been making false allegations
No,
in
we
the past, and I
made
cannot believe
true
you guys.
statements. To be honest with you, they were given to us by a lot of witnesses.
I heard.
No, witnesses that.
I think.
Yeah.
No, you need proof when you do that. You don't need people saying hearsay, saying I think I heard that, and things like that. No, I read part of the report, your report.
It
and
sounds
was
like
a
what your
shame.
issue is with the Attorney General's office. So again, like I said, I will reach out to see if I can get a status, and I will share, whatever they say as soon as I get a response.
Thank you.
Yep. Do we have any other visitors' requests and comments at this time?
Good evening. My name is Colleen Kelly. I live on 800 block of South 60th Street in Chambers Hill. I am from Harrisburg. I grew up in Allison Hill, graduated high school, went to college at Millersville University, and then joined the military. 15 years ago, I returned from active duty, joined the Air National Guard unit here in Middletown, and I have purchased my great-grandparents' house on 60th Street. This is probably the second meeting I have come to. And I've seen quite a few faces change over the last 15 years. I only know one of you, Mr. Shane Steele. We work bravely together at Norfolk Southern. While I understand that disagreements happen, I want to emphasize the importance of professionalism in public service. And I haven't seen that lately, specifically online. After serving 14 years in the military and medical discharge, the scars and the trauma that go with it, it's very disheartening to see not only how some of our commissioners speak online, but also those sitting at home, watching now, who are probably making comments on the Facebook page, social media. I like to call them keyboard warriors, because most of those people would not say what they say online to someone's face. So I want to say that my 14 years in special operations community, I have seen the value of discipline, respect, accountability, and leadership. It is concerning to me to see township officials who are entrusted to serve the public conduct themselves in a way that falls short of those standards. I'm asking this board to hold itself to a higher standard of professionalism, regardless of what is being directed at you, whether that's on social media or here in person during a meeting. When you are in a leadership position, you are held to a higher standard, whether you like it or not. Public trust requires professionalism, respect, and accountability. That is what the residents of Swatara Township should expect from every township official. I am asking for better conduct moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other visitors' requests and comments?
All right, hello, Gavin Ford, 3731 Rutherford Street. This is regards to Deborah Knowles' comment made earlier. Just for some clarity, I thought I would read this letter. From the Attorney General's Office, March 24th, 2025, a right to know request response of mine. This request seeked electronic copies of the final determination, any closing case correspondence, closing records, and or closing reports from January 1st, 2024 to February 12th, 2025, pertaining to the Friendship Fire Company of Bressler, PA, and its affiliated social club, racial case matter investigation. A full and complete search was conducted based upon the parameters of your request as set forth above. It has been determined that the requested information, electronic copies of the final determination, and any closing case correspondence, closing records, or reports as specified above does not exist as a record of this agency, and we are not required to create a record that does not exist. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other visitors requesting comments?
Good evening, board. I was proud to sit here as a father tonight and watch my son participate in local government day. And before the meeting, I was like, wait, I have something in the basement. So we are the second generation that I actually participated 31 years ago in said program. So it's nice to see that program continues. I'd like to say that was my first introduction to local government, but before Commissioner Steele beat me to the punch earlier today, I remember, I don't know, what, 10, 11 years old. We'd have full-fledged KOP meetings outside Brian's house by the pool. So that's where I learned how meetings were run. So on that note, I hope we continue that tradition of that program because I believe it's very valuable. Two other topics I want to bring up. I don't come monthly or anything like that, but on the topic of data centers, I know they'll follow state regulations. My only concern is with the water and power, and my rates don't go up, and that's not polluted. But you're going to hear a lot of people come forward, and I know a lot already have, about polluting the environment. But what they fail to mention is for almost 30, Dolphin Highlands Golf Course has been open since 94, 95. They think it's a public environment problem now, but they kept their mouths shut for 31 years with that golf course. I'm a certified pesticide applicator for the state. The thousands of gallons of herbicides, pesticides, growth regulators, and insecticides that were dumped in that ground, nobody said a word, but all of a sudden, a humming building is just blowing people's minds. And that goes with the farm field over here behind WITF. Nobody said a word about that. What do farmers do when they farm corn at the end of the harvest season when it's still green? They spray with glyphosate to kill it and dry it out. Whether that corn's for human consumption or for cattle, which we eventually get into humans, it goes right into our bodies regardless. Not a people and environmental concerns. So just be wary when people start picking environmental concerns, but they just completely ignore environmental concerns for the past 31 years. The only other topic I have real quick, probably for Superintendent Stafford and then the board as well, I believe it was Monday night. I did a quick search today on ordinances for e-bikes. Not necessarily e-bikes or whatever they call them, electronic bikes. This isn't against the people who are riding them up and down the street for work or going here. These are kids in our section of Lanker Manor and part of Pakistan there. And these kids are younger than 16. They don't have pedals, so they're like the full-fledged, almost motorcycles. So I don't think that falls in the vehicle code, but the way they're operating, they're just cutting through people's yards, the Good Shepherd's Church. My buddy almost hit one Monday evening on the way home from work. And there was almost 3 accidents at Rutherford and Wilhelm. It seems to be the same group of kids. I don't know if an ordinance can be established for that, or if we're just going to follow the PA vehicle code. I don't know, but I know other townships enacted their ordinances above the Pennsylvania vehicle code. But our neighbor lady yelled at them 2 doors down from me before I could yell at them, and they just didn't stop. And it goes to the fact that I know we go back to that tax issue. We stopped that one tax because people can't afford $20 or whatever. I get it. But we have to do something about the e-bikes because these kids are racing up and down the streets and they're going to sideswipe cars. So we're going to feel the burden when we have to pay a $500 deductible because that kid ain't got insurance on that. Their parents' auto insurance probably won't cover it. So I don't want money coming out of my pocket when they sideswipe my cars or trucks. So let alone we start every meeting with a moment of silence. I don't want to have one of those moments of silence being for one of those kids on them bikes who gets hit. So that is all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other visitors requesting comments at this time? All right. We'll go to item 9, a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. We're up to motion to approve the items on the consent agenda. We have a motion. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion with regard to the items on the consent agenda?
I do apologize. I was writing. I didn't want to talk over.
Okay.
Couldn't want to talk that. I already forgot somebody's name last meeting. So, real quick, Superintendent Stauffer, I want to talk about the public. Trying to frame this question properly because we've been through this all last year. I want to frame it in a way so the public understands how difficult it is to hire a police officer, no matter where you're at, not just Swatara Township. So I guess I'll start off, if you know off the top of your head, you do. If you don't, how many candidates did we just recently test? And out of those candidates, how many went through our background check to the end that are actually acceptable to be hired?
Thank you, Commissioner. We had, I don't have the specific number in front of me, but it was about 63 applicants, I believe, that were on the list for the first test, which is a physical fitness test. Out of the 63, 50% did not show up for the physical fitness test. The folks that did show up, we had some folks that did not pass the physical fitness test. The folks who did pass that day went on to take the written examination, and we had some of the applicants not pass the written examination. So our list was drastically reduced from 63 to a number much smaller. Then we had some of those people in that small number withdrew because they took jobs elsewhere. And then once our background started, the initial backgrounds removed a few more candidates very quickly because of some very obvious issues that we found, which left us currently with an eligibility list of roughly 10 people. So we started with 63, it was in the 60s, and now we're down to about 9 or 10.
Where are we at? I know when I was chairman of personnel, and Commissioner Conley obviously was chair of public safety, our goal was to have you at least, I think, 52 or 53 by the end of this year. Where are we at looking?
You're correct. We were shooting for 53 by the end of this year. With Lieutenant Krayling's retirement that just happened, that'll take us down to 50.
Wow.
So the gentleman who's listed on the consent agenda would take us back to 51. Now about that, not only is it hard to recruit people to come out for our test, but once we do find an applicant, typically they don't have the police academy training yet. The police academy is 6 months long. So after they're hired, they still have to go through 6 months worth of training. Then once they are out of the academy, they have roughly 3 to 4 months worth of training with a field training officer before they're out on their own and counting towards that's me. I can hear the feedback though. After their field training, when they finally get into a police car by themselves and count towards our staffing, that can be about 12 months since the time that we actually hired them. So it takes a long time to get a police officer hired and then to get them counting towards our staffing.
I got one more thing I'd like you to make known to the public, and because we discussed it in length last year, and I think you did a seminar on it, you know, because it's something that I think we need to support through the state legislature, is that hindrance of a Class 1 township where we could have an officer that has 10 years of service that would pass all our background checks and things like that, and they would want to come to Swatara Township, but the law would hinder them from being able to transfer their years of service and come right over. Can you speak a little bit to that? Because
Sure,
I just
yeah.
want the public to have an understanding on how long it's going to take us just to get to our 53 number, because we're now 2.5 years in.
Right. There are places in the country where police officers can laterally transfer from one department to another and basically take their years of service with them into the new department. That's not something that we can do in a first-class township in Pennsylvania, unfortunately. So we have hired officers from other agencies. They're working here now. In fact, Officer Dominic Payne, whose son was sitting in this chair earlier, Officer Payne came to us from Baltimore City. But when he came to Swatara Township, he started out day one as if he had no prior police history with another police department. So that is a hindrance to our hiring. It would certainly draw a lot more applicants if we could laterally transfer folks in. I know that there are officers in other police departments inside of Pennsylvania and outside of Pennsylvania who would come to Swatara Township, but they would have to take a massive pay cut because, again, they'd be starting out day one.
Right. Okay. That's good stuff. That's what I needed. Thank you.
Sure.
And just to add something, when we had these discussions last year, I didn't know that, I was hoping that Dennis, Lieutenant Kraling, was going to stay. So when the superintendent approached me about the item that's on the agenda tonight, it was specific for him, and there also was some timing issues with the applicant, other areas, hiring, and the academy. So Superintendent Stauffer and I, we are going to have continual conversations every couple months about the possibility of those two, but we didn't want to dip below the 51. And just for the public, there was times when we had the 48 and the 49, but we might have had two out on a long-term injury or light duty. So it seems like as soon as we get everybody back, then something happens. It's the nature of the police work. Something happens, and they kind of rotate. But we had an opportunity here, I think, to make a move that would benefit us timely, and that's how
absolutely.
This came about tonight, and hopefully it works out. And then we'll continue. Superintendent and the guys here, and the guys and gals, they want good police officers, so they monitor the list and they know what's going on. But they're also realistic that sometimes, because of timing, we're going to lose somebody to a neighboring municipality or the state police or another policing agency. So just to wrap up, you're right, the pool of candidates is shrinking, but we're still being able to add really good ones when we make the move.
Right. And just one more thing, Commissioners, it's not a problem, like in the fire service, it's not a problem that's specific to Swatara Township. The same problem exists in the municipalities that surround us. Unfortunately, everyone's eligibility list is very short. And a lot of times, like Commissioner Connolly said, the same person appears on many eligibility lists. So police departments are racing against each other to try to get these folks hired before they get hired away by another municipality.
Well, I guess we can talk offline a little more, because I know some of the things that we did to try to, I guess, attract more people here. I mean, is there something else that we can do more than what we did the last 2 years? Let's just put our thinking caps on, because you don't have it. You have more retirements this year, right?
The only one I knew about was Lieutenant Kraling.
Right.
But you never know. Things happen. So.
Yeah. And then I guess, can I go on to the next one? The assistant chief for Chief Iverson. You know, some of the things I think the public doesn't get to hear enough of is we hear about the calls, we hear about the responses, but we don't get an opportunity to hear about the shortfalls or the need that you need administratively. So can you speak to this position? Because I do like the fact that now you have and I don't want to steal your thunder, so maybe you'll probably end up going through it, but you have a test that you issue, you have a candidate pool, you get a list of candidates, you bring it before the Board of Commissioners to approve, and this has never been done, but can you speak to your operational needs, because some are going to be naysayers why you don't need it or why you do need it, right? And then can you speak to the process to get to the point where you come to the agenda? That's a new process that actually the commissioners are involved in.
Yeah, so with anything, you know, organization is growing, although personnel-wise not necessarily fast enough. We're still growing. Every month I come here and I think we average between 65 and 75 active firefighters, that's a lot of people to manage. We're currently have a civil service process going on for more part-time firefighters. So right now I believe there's 12 that are still in the process. So we could potentially be onboarding 12 more part-timers probably won't be till August, September timeframe, till that list could be certified because of CPAT. Speak to the process. We did a written test a few months, actually a year ago now, I believe it was, based off of our SOGs and policies and basic firefighting things. And then, we create a list to promote officers off of that. This particular one, Captain Brubacher, he has basically been doing chief duties since day one. He is extremely talented on the operations side and the administrative side, and he's great with training, and that's one portion of our department that we're lacking a little bit. We need some more help, and we need an overall training plan, and that's going to be one of his primary priorities. We just recently went back to Target Solutions, which is an online training which will allow a number of things, us to track a lot more certifications in an easier manner, and it will provide online training for our firefighters. So a lot of our yearly certifications where they have to come to the firehouse and do their trainings, they'll be able to do a big portion of that online, so that's less time away from the families. So those are some of the processes, or some of the things to be working on in the process, to do the promotions is the written test, an interview, and then present to the Board of Commissioners. So he's being promoted off our last list. It's still good. I believe it's good for 18 months, the way the policy is written. Did a really good job at captain, and you're aware of a very personal email I sent you guys, which is going to be, a pretty big void, and we really need to start doing, succession planning. So this is a big step to it. Okay. Did I answer all your questions?
Yeah, it's excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything?
I'm going to do the obvious question, Chief. Is when you said this, Captain, I'm going to mess his name up. Brubacher. Thank you. To Assistant Chief. What does that look like when we're talking about pay? Is
$1,200 a year is the difference.
How much?
$1,200 a year.
Give or take. We're giving or we're taking away?
It'll cost us $1,200 more a year, yes. Because his current stipend is, I believe Captain's $13,800. It'll go to $15,000.
Are you? Is there a request for the effective date of this change? Are you trying to do this immediately, or?
If you approve it, I'll probably be sending out the email tomorrow.
Just to be
excited.
Just to be clear, it's $100 a month.
Yeah.
He's a part-time firefighter here, and a lot of our part-time firefighters here could be full-time firefighters in other
Stipend. He's not a part-time, he's a stipend.
Well, it's a stipend.
Yeah.
Let me change that. The rate is similar to a part-time rate, but he gets a stipend. So he'll advance in rank and he'll get more money. And I'm just going to come right out and say it. It's never enough. It's never enough for the job they do, but it takes a certain kind of person to have that dedication. And I think we have some incredible volunteer firefighters and people in fire police. They would probably do it for nothing, but it's the least we can do.
Do it for nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, I'm not going to get too into detail, but anybody that comes in this township building, any day that this guy's off, he's in this building.
Yeah.
Let's just make that clear. Like, he's in this building. I just ask one thing. I think, you hear all the noise, and sometimes you want to see the good things. Show your team off. Get an opportunity to come in here and swear in your team. Let the public see your team, let the public meet your team, and show your good people off. Let's block out the noise because, like Commissioner Conley was saying, we got good volunteers in Swatara Township. We got great officers in Swatara Township, but show your team off a little bit more, Mike. That's all I got.
Anybody else?
No, it's the most time I think Commissioner Steele spent on a consent agenda.
Sort of defeated the purpose of having it.
Well, no, but it was all good information. Whatever. Good information.
What I say? No discussion on the consent agenda. But I wanted to, the most important part I really wanted, because I think me and Commissioner Conley talked a little bit about it in public, but the police are really, really hurting.
Yeah.
Trying to get us up to 53 officers for 2.5 years. The public really has to have an understanding of what is taking so long. Because, I mean, we're growing in size. So, thank you. Sorry to spend so much time.
I take it it's because primarily we are titled as a first-class township. All right. Yeah, that's a lot of offline. I have a lot of questions. So thank you very much for that information.
All right, we had a motion and a second, and we had our discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the consent agenda is approved. I'm going to go back to 11B now. Consideration of resolution, Swatara Exchange, PennDOT Multimodal Transportation Fund Grant Agreement. And I'll turn it over to Director Golden.
Okay, so Swatara Exchange, better known as the Mall Project, Harrisburg Mall Limited Partnership, they were awarded a PennDOT Multimodal Transportation Fund grant in the amount of $2,650,000 for the transportation improvements, including roadway, traffic signalization, stormwater improvements. So PennDOT requires that the host municipality, which is us, who will ultimately own and maintain certain aspects of the infrastructure improved or constructed within this right-of-way, PennDOT's right-of-way, we must be a party to the grant agreement. The grant agreement is attached as Exhibit A. Our solicitor has reviewed this, and the sole purpose of this is for the purpose of agreeing to assume the operations and maintenance duties and obligations of the improvements. Just a few months ago, or maybe last month, the board approved some right-of-way agreements regarding signalization. Nothing changes. We're not on the hook for any cost. This is just for us to support the grant that they received.
All right.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second, and just so the public, because I got up and you couldn't hear what I was saying, I was just making sure that sometimes when you do multimodal transportation grants, it involves what we would know as my employer, so I just wanted to make sure I wouldn't have to abstain from it. That was my discussion with the solicitor and with the township manager.
I do have a question with regard to the signal. Once it's installed and the responsibility does fall on the township for maintenance, will we have the opportunity to work with the developer who, like, the reason that we need this is because of their property, with regard to helping fund the cost of the actual maintenance? Because I do know that is something that, when they're not cheap to maintain and to fix. So I don't know if that's something that could be discussed with them, because that's something that, you can't plan for it, and it's expensive when it does happen.
Right. Yeah, that's something that's typically covered in a developer's agreement.
Okay.
We just started doing developers agreements, so we do not have one for this project.
Okay.
So I don't know if this late in the game we can ask them, but it's always worth to ask.
Yeah.
So I just had a meeting on a little bit of their construction on the other side, and it's all the Paxton corridor. My understanding is, from just preliminary, something may change, right? They're going to pave that, upgrade the traffic lights, and then turn it over. Paxton Street to the state, and all the traffic signals and everything to the township.
Correct. Yeah, and these all would have been requirements that would have been required regardless of this project, actually, because it's part of the 83 expansion project.
Gotcha.
So it's something I'll ask.
Okay. Does anyone have any further discussion or questions at this time?
No. Well, I just want to add that that's a significant amount of money, and we had been kind of going to bat with PennDOT, looking for improvements that help the local residents. At the same time, they're putting the highway through. So everyone knows we lost 82 properties through eminent domain, which was a hit on the tax base. And it's something that spans multiple boards. But we felt that we weren't always getting the newer intersections. For years, we had the lights hanging on the cables. So I have to say that no matter what, we were going to be responsible for the traffic signals. But we're really getting a huge improvement in what is the center, retail, commercial part of the township. And I think we've all had a chance to see some of the plans. And, it went from a 10-year project 6 years ago to a 10-year project now. So it's a 16-year project. But I mean, it's going to be awesome to have sidewalks for anybody that's my age. The township didn't have sidewalks. And now if you start down at 28th and Paxton, we're filling in all those gaps, and then with the new intersection improvements, it'll be advanced and updated. And God bless you, whoever that was. And the whole thing is going to have sidewalks down to Sheets. The next project, if it comes, is going to put sidewalks from Penhar to Mushroom Hill. So for many years, no matter who was in the position here or dealt with public works, we would go into meetings with the state, and their concern was getting the traffic through our area, whether it was to Hershey Park or Penn State. And we really fought hard to get considerations for the local traffic and the pedestrians. Not everyone has a car, and people in mobilized carts and bikes. So, with progress, we do have to foot the bill on the repairs to the traffic lights, but not having them efficient and modern would be a much bigger issue for the township. So I'm happy to support the grant. It's a sizable grant, but I mean, everything costs a lot of money nowadays. So
Yeah. And just the reason that I ask is with those modernizations comes lots of parts and lots of time to fix them. So that comes with more money that it costs to get them fixed. So, and I know that's a conversation that Manager Trafka and I have had in the past.
It sure beats, and Superintendent Stauffer, it sure beats having our guys out there with a flashlight and waving traffic through when it fails. So I understand the balance, but I also think that it's certainly needed. And the places that we've seen upgrades, hopefully there's some type of warranty, because I saw some of the newer intersections that the lights are blinking on occasion. So I mean, I don't mind taking over things that work.
Right, that's my point.
I think one of the intersections I'm talking about, so maybe we can have a talk offline. But at least 3 days out of the last 7, the intersection was out of service, and there was repair people there. So hopefully that's something that we can correct. But at the same time, it was a very deficient intersection before the improvements were made. We're just hoping that the improvements work.
So you're proving my point. So that's why I ask. So, but all right, does anyone else have anything with regard to discussion? All right, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that's going to be resolution R-2026-16. And we are up to 11C, consideration of financial security release for 4651 Lindell Road.
All right, so Manager Trafka Ms. Yerzinski and myself, we continue to go through really old financial securities, escrows, and everything else. And I'm pleased to announce this is one of the last old cash escrows that we have. So this is for 4651 Lindell Road. This is the Sheets project. It's for $500. It was for property stakes, the rebar, and they installed them, and we're ready to release their money.
All right, I'll enter.
Motion.
We have a
You
motion.
said it's the last one?
This is the last old cash escrow.
So you're done now?
We have, I think, 2 or 3 other cash escrows, but they're
Okay.
within the past 3 years. They're current, yeah.
Good stuff.
So this is about, I'd say this is 2013.
I knocked that out in about 6 months.
Yeah,
I know that
so
started
this is
last
Yeah.
year. Good job. All right, good stuff.
Yeah, this is 2013, so
Good stuff.
got it.
So we had a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? All
I
right.
think we'd be on the time next if they finish.
Right, yeah, and you said that, yeah, so, all right. Well, in that case, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All
For
right.
the sake of saving time, Madam President, is the board against if I make a motion to approve 12A through E and we just post and move forward? It's been a long night.
I'm fine with that.
All right, I make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Just for point of order, do we need to do anything with regard, we're going to ratify the treasurer's report? How?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay. Is that, we're good with that, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second.
I could just say the number that they read was the ending balance for March. So that when you go to ratify,
I'm
that.
gonna say, we're still gonna ratify it, no matter what you say right now.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, do we have any discussion with regard to that motion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, those reports will be posted. We're up to item 13, approval to extend geotechnical work for Swatara Township Municipal Complex. We'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
A
Second.
motion and a second. Commissioner Connolly, are you able to give any, or do you, whoever, anybody?
No, I just have, I've been tearing him up with the same question
Yeah,
for
it's
the last 2.5 years.
right, it's just one more, when you do construction and you haven't cleared the deck, like we see some of the construction here and everything is raised and fill is brought in, you run into problems. And that seems to be the issue, that there was, when things are bid, they don't have all the details. And as they start to move forward, so I'll give you a positive, there's forward movement. And now I'll give you the negative. They discovered some things that are going to cause the project to cost more money. So I think that's probably the best, without getting into all the details. But I mean, unfortunately, that has.
Nothing that we have to revisit the scope of the whole project though, right?
No.
Oh.
No, and it looks like the
What's taking
proposed,
so long? Come on, man. I've been telling you, Julie. Let's go.
the proposed
Let's go.
amount for this additional cost is $27,600.
And just to be, I mean, we want the project to move quickly, but when we bring in professional services and engineers, when they find something that has to be taken care of before they move, we have to do it. So we've had a delay connected to other agencies, that PennDOT for one, that required a highway occupancy permit and a study, and it's tough when you're dealing with a lot of other oversight agencies, and obviously the township has to do everything right. So between the occasional change order, and you have to remember, people when they bid these projects, it's similar to it happens at your home. If somebody's going to replace flooring and they're looking at it on the top, and then they start to pull the flooring off, and you have some type of issue underneath or roofing, and that's what's happening. So not that it's not substantial, and it always concerns me when the price goes up, but to make sure we have a really good finished project and we keep moving. This is just something that's going to come up on occasion. So, and I know Commissioner Steele wants the building built tomorrow, but it's, we're going to deal with each step that comes up. So I'd like to see it done sooner rather than later, but tonight this is what we have on the agenda.
And then just for the public too, this isn't the first time something like this has come up with regard to a project that the township is doing. We had a similar situation with regard to Dairy Street Road construction. You know, it was planned out how they were going to proceed, the size of the pipes that were needed to be underground to move water were planned, and then we found out that there were utilities that we weren't aware of that had to be relocated. So unfortunately, this is common when it comes to any type of construction. So I had a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that was item 13. We're up to 14, approval of public utilities additional considerations agreement.
I'm going to motion that pending the solicitor's form and content. Scott had made some 3-point items that people needed to just change some language in here. Things, nothing major. So I'm going to leave that for your form and content, and until you work that out in the background, then we can sign and approve that.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. And do you want to tell the public, give them an overview?
Yeah, that's just another easement through the Bishop Tract property over the existing one that they have now. And it was negotiated for $100,000 for PP&L, and they did come back and gave us rights to put whatever we want over the piece of property, and they're just going to be underneath that, so it's not going to interfere with the Bishop Tract property at all.
All right. Does anyone have any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, up to 15, consideration of resolution, special purpose parking at 886 Highland Street.
Motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. I'll give Superintendent Stauffer the mic to do a brief overview for the public.
Absolutely. Thank you. Madam President, one of our residents submitted an application requesting reserved special purpose parking space there at 886 Highland Street. Officer Brandon Ryder did an investigation and a brief traffic study. He found no reason to deny that request. So he typed the report that's before you now with, I believe, some images. You can kind of depict where that would actually be located. And I reviewed this as well, and I don't see any issues with it, so I would request that that be approved.
Thank you. All right, do we have any discussion or questions at this time? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's going to be resolution R-2026-17. We're up to item 16, visitors' requests and comments. If you have comments, again, please come forward, state your name and address, as well as write them down, and then you may begin. I don't see anybody rushing up to the podium. We'll go ahead and move on to 17. This is on the agenda every meeting. If you have any stormwater violations, you can tell us now, or you can always send an email and we'll get them investigated. We're up to 18, commissioners' requests and comments, additional business and correspondence.
Yeah, I'm going to make a motion to ratify all decisions of this meeting tonight.
I'll second. Do we have any discussion with regard to that motion? And just for the public, the reason that we're doing that is because the students began the meeting, so this is just formalizing the portion that the students participated in. Is there anybody saying anything? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Commissioner Douglas.
Thank you for everyone coming out tonight. This was eventful, my first one. It's beautiful. I came in, I kind of got sidewined with the Chief of Police and Superintendent Stauffer. I knew the students were coming here. I didn't even know the extent to it. But I could tell you that to see the beautiful young minds out there, it's very important that we do touch them as much as possible to get their collective thoughts going, their wheelhouse moving, as they say, cognitive thinking, to know what's going on in their community. We have veterans that are here, they're retired, and a lot of those veterans, be quite honest with you, don't know anything about local government because they were sheltered within active duty. And active duty, the only thing you were told is do this, go there. Well, where am I going to eat? Where am I going to sleep? Don't worry about it. We got that figured out for you. Okay, who's in charge? Don't worry about that. We got that figured out for you. Okay, everything is handed. And I'm speaking on also behalf of myself, retired veteran. Everything is handed to us. So then it's not a class that is given to us when we get ready to leave and take off the green suit and put on casual attire. We're thrown out there. There's a program called the Transition Assistant Program. Department of Defense mandated that it's only 5 days. You have given over 20 plus years to an organization that told you pretty much how to breathe. And you're coming out here and to a local government and you have no idea what's going on. Some of them have never voted once in their entire time. So when they come out and see what's going on in local government, I can honestly tell you, some of them are just as lost as the students that were up here tonight. So it's very important that we get our young generation out there because they are the future. They are the light. And the scary thing, people used to say, what's a scary movie? I give you a scary movie. If you don't teach them, those are the ones who are going to be handling your retirement checks. So I want you to take a moment to soak in everything about Swatara Township. We are a family, whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, there's other townships you can join. Police, fire, we're here to support you because we know you're supporting us. Okay, solicitor, thank you for what you do. The people out here, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I know there's a lot of concerns about the future of Swatara Township, especially the data centers. I cannot speak on behalf of the other commissioners, but I will say that I'm putting myself out there, my neck on the chopping block, so to speak, that if you wish to speak directly to myself, you have a town hall meeting, or whatever the case may be, my email is on the website. Shoot me an invite. I will respond. If you want me out there, hit me with the questions. It's nothing like a face-to-face conversation, as I say, hear it from the horse's mouth. And I will give you that. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, you're going to get how I feel as transparent as possible. So just to be clear, I'm here for the people of Swatara Township. That's what I'm here for. But at the same time, I cannot ignore that the future of Swatara Township needs to move just as infrastructure around the world moves. We can't sit in the Stone Age. But at the same time, we're not going to put our people back into the Stone Age for the sake of technology. If you want to hear more, send me an invite. I give you what I want you to hear, not what you think you should hear. That's all I have, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Ray.
Good evening, one and all. Thank you for being here this evening. It was really wonderful. Also, it was my first experience, and I learned a lot. I hope next year it will be more easier and more fun. Yes, have a wonderful night, and thank you for sharing your concern. And I'm really happy to serve my community, and God bless each and every one of us.
Thank you. Commissioner Connolly?
Yeah, just want to go back. I know I said it last week, but I want to thank everybody again for the Easter egg hunt. We accepted the coloring contest papers for a little bit after the day. So we're at the point now where we will be judging. I want to be real clear. There's 6 winners. I never pick the winner of a coloring contest because there's going to be 6 winners out of a box of a couple hundred papers. That means there'll be 6 happy people and several hundred unhappy. So we'll leave that to more deserving staff to pick the winner on that. But lot of talent there. Spoke about it before. We had to move it from outside to inside because of the weather. The township responded. We're lucky to have the facility here that we do. The parking worked, the flow worked, and several hundred people came out and had a good time. I want to talk about tonight's event. Just absolutely incredible. I see we have Mr. Harlacher back there. He was flying the drone today, and I have some pictures up here, and we'll get some out. Absolutely incredible, and he did get a shout out from at least one student that said that was the highlight of their day. But everybody here did a great job at the Township Building. Considering our day of planning was Tuesday, and I was talking about a utility. We had to close the building yesterday because of utility work in the area. So the day before one of our biggest events, the staff worked from home, and this is really not a type of event that you can do from home. So today everyone was doing double, and the kids were coming no matter what. So they were here, they had lunch. The groups that spoke to them did a good job. I want to give a shout out to Joe Canoli for the lunch. Putting in the work. A lot of other people helped him, were responsible. So great event. Got to see a lot of people that I knew. That it was actually, this is crazy, it was their grandkids that were up here, people that I knew in the audience. So I'm definitely getting up there. I'll leave this for Commissioner Steele if he wants to put it out, but the senior fair will occur between now and our next meeting. I'll just say the date, April 29th. Earth Day will also...
Say the time. You're over here, say time.
I'm going to say 10 to 1. I only put limited notes because I didn't want to take it. What I wrote down was Senior Fair, April 29th. That's what I'm reading. I didn't want to go into all the details, but I will say it is an incredible senior fair. I had the opportunity to create the senior committee several years ago. I will give Commissioner Mike Tuckey credit for really expanding on that senior committee and getting the senior fair up and running with some successful years. And now Commissioner Steele is the committee chair, and I expect the
Just yield for
improvements.
1 second. I just wanted to, because I just talked to Prokoff about it 2 weeks ago. We are busting at the seams where we probably have to leave where we're currently at to get a bigger facility. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
And I wasn't going to ask for people to continue to send in applications to be vendors. And so I was, like I said, I was leaving it to you. But the Earth Day this year, we will gather here on the 25th. It's a Saturday, 9:30 to 11. We're going to do litter cleanup up and down Eisenhower. But the big project this year is we're going to beautify the front of the building with volunteers, plant some flowers. Our maintenance staff, our public works, our parks and recreation guys, they do a great job, but they're going to be up against the brush cleanup, getting fields ready for spring sports, and the grass is going to start growing like crazy. I think tomorrow. There's a report saying tomorrow everyone's grass is going to be really high, so they're going to be really, really busy with that. And just it's crazy because when I'm out in the community, we get a lot of praise for our police, our fire. When we have events like the Easter egg hunt and the other things, we have hundreds and hundreds of people that are happy about Swatara Township. And I'm out all the time. I have a lot of children that I am responsible for, grandchildren, godchildren. I'm out and about. And I don't want to say this is necessarily a negative thing on another community, but it was a negative incident that made me realize how good things are in Swatara Township. I was at Hershey Park on Friday, the opening day, in the last hour and a half with some children. There was some bad behavior, to say the least, that was going on. And I had 4 children, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 16-year-old with me, no other adult. And we had to separate ourselves from some things that without those children there, I probably would have got more involved in an effort to separate people or keep the peace. But I was very limited in what I could do. And the reason I'm bringing this back to comment tonight is when I came out of Hershey Park after knowing that this incident was not a single incident and it was going on for a period of time, we waited till the park closed. We went to the back of the park. We worked our way out. And when I came out, order was restored. And right in front of Chocolate World was a Swatara Township marked police car. So I knew that it was serious enough to call neighboring municipalities, but I was confident in knowing that if our police were there, it was going to be resolved. And I did go back to Hershey again on the weekend. They seem to have adjusted and adapted. And I think they just were overwhelmed with the crowd, and it was a really nice day. But that's one place where I never expected to see our police respond to. We do respond to neighboring municipalities, and neighboring municipalities could help us with mutual aid, but it was very reassuring. All of the children that, did somebody say?
You're good, keep going.
all of the children that were with me are very close to Swatara Township police officers. And it's a credit to the superintendent and a lot of our officers here. They were excited, not worried about their safety or what they had seen. They were excited that Swatara police were there, and they wanted me to go find whichever officers it could be. And I was like, this is not the setting for that. But that shows you how much community policing works here. That kids from 2 to 16 would say, you know, and I don't want to give this away, but they call me Papa T. So, okay, Papa T, look, it's our police. They're here. And the confidence that builds and the pride that gives me. And I'm just going to wrap it up by saying the police, the fire, the public works, keep doing what you're doing. If 1 out of every 1,000 township residents complains about something, keep doing the things that you're doing. And I'm going to finish by saying to this board, keep doing the things that you're doing. You're here for a reason. I am not in leadership on the board, but I'm a senior member. I have absolute faith in the president, vice president, and the other commissioners that we're going to do the right thing. And when we do it, someone will complain. So I'm going to finish up with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Sets him up, the senior member of the board, sets him up for, sets himself up for.
You're hitting yourself hard. I don't got to do it.
Number of years.
This is my turn.
Yes,
Appreciate
Vice President Steele.
every single one of you that decided to come out and join us in person and join us online. Gavin, I'm going to defer to you. Is May 2nd is the opener, Wilhelm Paxing?
It is.
10 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay. Wilhelm Paxing opener, because we will not have a meeting before that, will be 10 a.m. You have a food truck there? Several food trucks there, so come out and...
Milkshakes.
Oh. The farm show milkshakes.
No, not this year.
This year.
I'm not coming.
Okay. So just make sure everybody turns out there to support our children. I had a great time tonight with the children. That is a great event. And I just want to speak to some current events that's going on. Swatara Township, Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, and the country. And no matter what your political affiliation is, no matter what your nationality is, no matter what your religion is, this country is at a spot and a place that it's literally on fire. And the quicker that we recognize that locally, I'll echo your words, Kelly, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in years. You have some very valid points. And we have a lot of angry people out here doing a lot of irrational things. And at some point, whether you be a member of the public or whether you be a leader, sometimes you can stoke that fire that's already on fire. So yes, you do have to be mindful of that. That being said, I've always been one to believe no matter where you're at in the United States, you have the freedom to speak your mind. And I will never take that right away from anyone, whether they're an elected official or whether they're a citizen. average Joe, it doesn't matter. You have a right to say what you think is necessary to those that need to be said to. But I just want us to be very, very mindful, because we're just fractured, and you can just feel the tension, and the vibe is just not right. So whatever we can do to try to, I guess, come to some type of reconciliation with our differences, and it seems to be more of a political divide, and an economic divide. So whatever we can do to try to help one another is beneficial to Swatara Township, and ultimately, obviously, to the county and the state and the country as a whole. This month is Autism Month. I think we forgot about that earlier in the month. So just be reminded of that. There are a lot of people that are dealing with autistic children and need programs to be able to assist them and help them. And there's people out there that have autistic children where, you know, they don't have any help. They're on their own. So just be mindful of that as well. As far as the beautification, I think we're looking forward to, I want to add a little bit more, laying tan bark, planting some flowers, maybe a hot dog or two. So turn out and let's have a good time. That's meant to be a community event here at the township where everyone can get involved and be with us. As far as to the staff for today, Brendan, kudos to you, dude. I had some things I had planned to do this morning, and work interfered with that, but you stepped up, man, and you took the bull by the horns, and I genuinely really appreciate you for that, because dude, I was ready to go. I was ready to go to sleep, so I appreciate you. Commissioner Connolly, same to you, and the rest of the staff that stepped up and did what they did for the children, so I appreciate you. I'm off the mic now. Have a good night and safe travels.
All right. I want to thank all the staff for their hard work today with entertaining the students. I forgot to say it when I did the remarks earlier in the meeting, so I wanted to make sure that I said that. Everyone seemed like they enjoyed themselves, and this is always one of the highlights of the year, having Student Government Day and watching the kids who are so confident, so well-spoken, come up here and lead the meeting. So that's always something that I'm in awe of, because when I was their age, I was not that kid. I would be hiding in the back, and I was the kid that was afraid to ask for a refill of water if I was at a restaurant and I was thirsty. So it's so heartwarming for me to see these kids that are so fearless, and I hope that they take that forward as they continue on with their schooling and into adulthood. I also want to say thank you to Vice President Steele and Commissioner Connolly for their work with regard to Student Government Day, the activities that took place here at the building today. And I do want to highlight one of the things that one of the young ladies said. And she talked about how she liked that Swatara was very diverse, and that people could work through problems for the most part and find some kind of common ground and something to get along about. And I feel like that very accurately describes our township. So that was great to hear a child be so insightful and say something like that publicly. So that's also something that was a highlight for me from this evening's events. So I want to thank everyone that took the time to come out here this evening and stayed for the whole thing, as well as the people that were here earlier. Again, thank you to the parents for bringing their children and allowing them to participate. Thank you to everyone that takes the time to watch these meetings, and I hope everyone that is here gets home safely. I will entertain a motion for adjournment. Motion.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Meeting is adjourned at 9:23 p.m.